What's up, everybody? This is Murdoc, and I'm back with some more PvP commentary. Today I've got another game of Huttball for you guys. I'm pugging it today, and happened to get with this group, so wanted to have this game for y'all. While the game's going on, I want to talk about a couple things. I get a lot of questions about what kind of skill rotation to use as an assassin, and openers to use, and things like that. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that. As far as what kind of skill rotation to use as an assassin, and more specifically a deception assassin, which is what I'm rolling, we don't really have a rotation. What we have is more of a priority list. So what that means is what you should be casting or what you should be using might change from minute to minute depending on what's going on, instead of just having just a strict use A, use B, use C, and then repeat. So what do I mean by that? First and foremost, the main skill you should be looking to use, your number one priority, should be Assassinate. So if your target's below 30%, Assassinate is your bread and butter. You got to use Assassinate. Secondly, if Assassinate's not available, or if they're above 30%, I would suggest going with Discharge, as long as you're running Surging Charge on your Saber, which all of you should be. Discharge is good damage, costs pretty low force, and it's got, a 15-second cooldown, so you probably want to use that, get the cooldown going so you can have it up again in the fight. After Discharge, I would suggest using Maul if you have a proc of Expose Weakness or Exploit Weakness. If you don't have that, I would go right into Voltalic Slash twice and get your buff of, Electrocute or Induction, and then throw a Shock. And you can just go ahead and keep repeating that. Voltalic Slash times 2, Shock. And that pretty much will be the cooldown for Shock. You might be a little bit ahead of it, but it'll be ready in like a second. For some reason that's not available, like you don't have the force to do it, then you've got to go with your good old Saber Strike, which costs no force, but doesn't really do a lot of damage. Also, don't forget, we do have some offensive cooldowns: Overcharged Saber, Recklessness, whatever trinkets you might have, Overcharged Consumables in Battlegrounds, or in War Zones. All those are good, especially if you're attacking from stealth. I mean, there's no reason you could pop all of those while you're under cover of stealth that won't reveal you, and you can open up and do a ton more damage. Personally, as far as openers, I mean, we really have one specific opener, which is Force Spike or Spike. It does a tiny bit of damage, but it gets a stun for 2 seconds. I like it. It's got a 30-second cooldown, so it's not always available, but if I have it up, I'm going to open with it 9 times out of 10. After that, personally, I'll throw a Discharge, and I'll start in with my Voltalic Slash and Shock, and I will use Maul when I get an Exploit Weakness proc. Also, if you guys watch me, you'll probably see me throwing a lot of snares or force slows out while I'm playing. I love snare. I love it. I think it's a great skill. I think it helps tremendously keeping people within range, not allowing yourself to get kited. And in the reverse, if you're just getting nailed by a Marauder or a Guardian or whoever, and your force bar is low, you can kind of kite them a little bit, wait for your force to regen, get back in, do some damage, and then step back out of melee range and keep doing that, and save yourself some damage, and hopefully help winning that fight. So if you're having problems with melee classes, I would definitely say give Force Slow a good shot. Other than opening with Force Spike or Spike, I would, if it's not available or if you don't want to use it, I would just go Discharge, and probably Discharge and Snare, and then go right into your Voltalic Slash or whatever else you're going to do. And here I am spinning around like a knucklehead with the ball. As you can see, this game is pretty much out of control at this point. We have decided to start farming the enemy team for some kills. But every now and then when you pug, you get lucky, and you get a decent team, and you get an easy win. And that's pretty much what we had here today. So everyone's sitting around the middle. If you guys find yourself holding the ball, maybe if you're not trying to be a knucklehead like we are right here, but you need it because you're tied and you want to hold the ball till the end of the game, because as you may or may not know, if it's in a tie game in Huttball, whoever has the final possession wins. I always thought it was whoever scored first, but no, it's final possession. So as an assassin, if you need to hold the ball, don't forget to throw on your dark charge on your saber. It'll increase your armor class and everything a little bit, so give you a little more survivability. Anything you can do to help you out. I think that's probably a little bit more of a competitive than this is. This is kind of more of a face roll game at this point, but face roll happens. So I'm going to show you some. Let's see, what am I doing here? I see this level 43. As you can tell, I open up with Force Spike right into my discharge. I'm going in my Voltaic Slash. I should have snared him right here. There's a snare. Second Voltaic Slash. Shock. Next on my list would probably be a Maul. There's, or the backstab, there it is. Assassinate, once he gets down 10 more %. Now he's down below 30, so assassinate should be what I'm looking at. There it is. And that's pretty much what I talked about. Right there on that kill. Now as the fight goes on, you know, if you're really duking it out with someone for quite a while, if he's got a healer, you have a healer, and you know your force bar is getting low, you know, don't forget Blackout. It can help your stealth or your force regeneration a little bit, and you know, every little bit helps, as long as you are spec'd the way I'm spec'd, and I would highly suggest it for PvP. The link to my spec is in the description. Doing a little trade skilling here. So hopefully I can find another example here for you guys of openers and what to do. I see the enemy team just hanging up here, hanging around with a little hollow dancer. So I'm going to cock knock him. There they go. I got one halfway through the fire. He's half dead. So I jumped down to pick him off. Snare, discharge, stun him before he gets to the health power up. And that was a shock, just because I knew he was going to go down. See someone else up top. Force Spike, discharge, got a snare on, trinket the stun. Throwing a couple backstabs, which without the exposed weakness isn't the best use of my force bar, but he was going down pretty quick, so it is what it is. And assassinate when he gets below 30. He took off a good chunk of my health. That actually surprised me. Now, I'm posting this video because, you know, I kind of want to have something to talk about, because I really do get questions a lot about rotations and things like that, but personally I don't really condone holding the ball the entire game. I think it's stupid, and I think it's much more valuable use of your time to just finish the game and get on to the next one. But it is what it is. Hopefully you guys will understand that. If it was up to me, we would have capped this a long time ago at this point. But I'm still trying to get some kills. Standard opener, into discharge. I threw a shock on there. And it looks like we're finally getting ready to cap here. Hopefully. But it is a cluster of people. So I'm going to try and knock them away. Now I am popping an AoE taunt, try and save some damage. I'm trying to convince myself or remind myself to do that to help getting medals and stuff like that. But there we go, we ended up scoring, so the game is over. So that's it, guys. Hopefully you guys picked up a little bit from the talk about the priority list of the skills that we use and whatever, and hope you guys enjoyed it. So this is Murdoc. I'll see you later.